Oh, right, my music. Like, there's no video game audio today. I need actual music this time. What? Oh, right. Wait, what? Okay. Gonna try to put this on low and on loop. 'Cause it's the only music I own. And I don't know I don't know what music I can watch copyright free, so open. So I just kind of want this as like a hum in the background. So if it's too loud, that'll be bad, I think. That'll be annoying. Let's loop. Repeat. I think we got repeat all on. Where's the volume? Okay. Well, let's see if that works. If it doesn't, we'll tweak with those settings. Because I think I should be alive. Which means you all should be able to hear me. I don't know who's there. Still looking. Ooh. Oh, right. I just realized I'm dumb. I'm gonna testing. Okay, so because I'm gonna have to shrink the window if I want to be able to see chat and my writing. So let's see. This one, we gotta shrink it. Oh, not that small. I know, I should have figured this out before I started writing. Or before I turned it on. Okay, let's see. Oh, that still looks good. Oh, wait. Yeah, let's just move it a little. Let's see. We need to look good for both of us, so that's good enough for me, so I'm good with that size. Now I just gotta get this size on screen. Ah, no shit. Nope, not you. There we go. Okay. Shrink it a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Just expand it this way. All right, that actually looks better than I thought it was gonna look. And let me test here. Erica, yep, okay, we can see the same thing. All right, now I just gotta send my links, then we'll be ready. I do like the music I commissioned. But yeah, if it's too loud, let me know, because I don't want it to be annoying. And I don't know what kind of free music I can play, so, you know, just kind of gotta roll with it. Oh, right. Right. I think you're gonna see my Twitter page for a second. Oh well. Behind the magic. Magic. Okay, paste. Don't need that anymore. Alright. Yeah, okay, so we got what we need there. Okay. Gotta send my links now. That one didn't reply. Book bugs have been tagged. Okay, good. Yes, definitely appropriate for this channel. Boo, 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 boo. Let's see, I should do a special shout out to, what was his name again? Sarge. There you go, Sarge. Oh. Darn streamer mode. Dang. Alright. I don't think anyone's in chat yet, but you know, I get nervous while I'm sending my links. When can, why not? Share. Okay. Boop. Got one here. So we should be doing 2 streams today because I want to do a game today too. So we're gonna do writing. I want to probably try to do 3,000 words, and then we're definitely gonna shift from writing to a game. I have plenty of time. I have no excuses. We can do it. Okay, links are sent. Woo. Alright. Oh, I'm so nervous. Like, I know how to write. I shouldn't be nervous, but I am. Okay. Now, we just gotta get everything up. Wow, that's perfect. I can see everything. Okay. So, I guess I should start by explaining my notes, and I'll kind of go through them. So this story takes place from a world that I just call the story Leonora's Last Champion. But that has less to do with this one. My working title for this one is going to be The Heart of the Chirothrope, which is me taking the thrope out of lycanthrope, which I think means man, if I remember correctly. And Chiro is bat, so Batman. Batman. But no, it's just the naming scheme that I've been using for like sentient monsters. So no, it doesn't mean like literally a humanoid bat. It just means a bat monster. That's all I'm using it for. You know, it's a fantasy world. I'm trying to like give it a lore and a culture. So in the main story that I was writing, there's a character that was, well, I think there's a character right here, Erica. Let's see what I wrote for her. Erica, the daughter of those two. I don't want to. Yoshiko and Tetsuya. I used a name generator because I wanted them all to have Japanese names. So I do like that Erica is like an English and a Japanese name, but I spelled it the Japanese way. So she was kidnapped by a bat monster when she was 10 and held in captivity for over 1 year. Okay, so it was about 1 year. I never really decided if it was like exactly 1 year, a little over, a little less. Here I wrote over, but either way. It was Theodore, which is the main character from the main story, that rescued her from certain death and helped her recover both physically and mentally. She idolizes Theodore like a second father and wishes to become a hero like him. At 16, her 16th birthday. So in this world, you're not allowed to join the Adventurers Guild until you're 16. So basically, she spent all of her free time up to 16 learning how to fight because she knew she idolized Theodore. She knew she wanted to be like Theodore. So she knew she wanted to join the guild when she was 16. So basically on her 16th birthday, she like registers the guild. Like, I don't know exactly what the scene's gonna look like because I haven't wrote it yet. We're not allowed to write until Nano, which is now. But basically she's gonna want to register like on her birthday. Like that's how excited she is. So she joins the Adventurers Guild to accomplish this dream. So some basic outline about her. Her skills as an adventurer are in cartography, something she learned from Theodore. Laying traps, that's just something that she developed because of her cartography skills. Planning battles, another Theodore influence. He taught her to prepare. I guess that kind of lies with the trap part. Theodore taught her this idea that if she's scared, she can focus on things around her and she can like get everything ready. And when she gets things ready, she's less scared. So it's her way of coping with fear. So she plans battles out far before they start. Learning and practicing for battles like this is something that helps her handle her fear, I just mentioned. She also uses archery. So yeah, she's basically a ranger in like... Yeah. Wait, did I... Ooh. My mic's cord is temperamental. Okay, ah, crap, I just killed chat. No! Frick. Okay, pull this out. Let me get chat back. Darn it. I hit the wrong button. Go live, I think. I'm already live. Yeah, go live. Okay, there we go. You know what? I like that better. Let's go with that. Okay, where was I? So, oh, right. So she uses archery and she has a spider familiar, something she also got from Theodore. And it is a spider monster familiar. So currently it's about 6 years old and it's about the size of a dog. So that's kind of like her blueprint. She named the familiar Theo. You can kind of guess who she named it after. Erica also wears a mana stone, so like a magic rock that was extracted from the bat monster that hurt her and kidnapped her. She wears it around her neck as a necklace. It was a gift from Theodore to try to help her with her anxiety and trauma. She rubs it when she's afraid, so a quirk of hers. Erica is a brave girl that is trying to turn her past trauma into a source of internal strength to help other people in the same way Theodore helped her. Oh my god, she's kind of like Batman. Just, I don't know, just maybe a bit more healthy because she's not like a vigilante. She's actually joining like the law enforcement. I didn't think of that until just now. She's normally composed and controlled, but as much as she hates to admit it, she's still only a 16-year-old girl. Sometimes she gets over her head, regardless of how much she's prepared herself for a given situation, which I think is a reasonable weakness for her to have. So yeah, so that is our main character. She has 2 parents, which aren't too notable right now. And the plot, because as a writer, this is how I think. The plot, I do have a general outline, and the general outline is she's going to start near her 16th birthday, definitely thinking before. That way we get a little bit of like her life before it started, like, because if we start on like her her signing up at the guild, then we don't get any of what her previous life was like. So maybe like a week or 2 before her birthday. She signs up at the guild, so then we get to see how her life changes as an adventurer. The kind of challenges she faces, which ones was she ready for, which ones weren't she ready for, and she'll make friends, tries to form an adventuring party. But ultimately, I already do understand the climax is going to be, to a degree, I want her to fight a bat monster, because obviously that's going to be the thing that triggers her the most, because her past trauma. So the ending is her confronting that trauma. And I do already have an idea of how this battle is going to go, but that is a spoiler, so we'll save that for later. So, oh yeah, honestly, I really should unbold this, because like I bold it so it sticks out more to me, but like I know I'm gonna come over here to copy paste this because I don't want to remember these things. So this too, probably want to copy paste. Uh, oh, right. Forgot I wrote this. So I'll let you guys read this if you want to. But basically, these are exact quotes from the book I wrote previously, the lines that had a high impact on Erica, because I want to reference these lines at points to show that she remembers them. So like, oh, that's wrong. I tried to take all the quotes away. Like, will I ever stop being afraid? He doesn't know. He didn't sugarcoat things for her. He was very like, I don't know the answer, but I think it's worth finding the answer. And right here, preparing didn't make me not afraid, but it helped. So that's where she got the idea to prepare. So she's scared. Wait, where is it? Is this where he gave her the necklace? Oh, yeah. So he gave her the crystal that was in the heart of the monster. Are you even afraid? It's still alive. Let this remind you it's dead. So, that's why that necklace is important to her. So, yeah. Okay, let me go through it slowly so you guys can read it on your own if you want to, like, pause or something. Or screenshot, I don't know. There we go. So those are just the lines I want to reference or remember to come back to. So, all right, now we have to do the hard part. our first line. Not gonna lie, first line always sucks because there's so many options. Like, do we start in the middle of the day, the beginning of the day? Like, do we start with something action-packed? Do we start with something more mundane? I don't know. I'm a pantser in this regard, so I just kind of like let my hands take me. Because we know the general basics. We know. Oh, right. I want my word count. Where are the tools? Word count. Display. We're going for 3,000. That's our goal. That'll be a good head start for us. Okay, so because we understand our goal is we want to show her normal life before she joins the adventure guild. So we know we have a goal. So okay, let's think. What was her normal life like? Yes, I did put this in my notes. The father of Erica and husband of Yoshiko. He's seen as a stern but kind leader that runs the city in which two other characters live. It's a few miles away from a border town, so it's like near the border, but not quite on it. He's respectful, even if a bit blunt at times, and was willing to pay Theodore a large sum for all the help he did for Erica. So he's like a lord, I guess, kinda. He's not technically a noble, he's appointed, so he is a commoner. She's kind of caring, a bit emotional over the suffering of her daughter, and that she couldn't avoid. Shouldn't help her daughter is basically I think what I meant. She's seen making advances on Theodore as the one that rescued Erica. She learned a lot about cooking from Theodore and is now a well-known chef. Yeah, okay. So she's like noble adjacent. So she lives in a big house, she has attendants. But that means she's probably, I don't know, a bit of a, what would you call that? Like, almost a troublemaker, because like her family probably wants to keep her safe, keep her like inside, because she was outside when she got kidnapped. But she's learning to be a ranger because she wants to be an adventurer. So she's not content being inside. So let's see. Let's go with that. Let's go with start with homework. It was a Saturday. I should probably come up with alternate names of the week. Just because it's a fantasy, like different names for things. But this is NaNoWriMo. We don't want to sweat the small stuff, so we don't care about that right now. was normal Saturday eve. It was normal Saturday morning, and then I was Kai. I love you, Kai, but we don't want you blocking the words. Actually, that's a good point. Can we see? Wait. No, it's the same print size. It just looks smaller on this page. Oh, right. Let's do a chapter. Chapter 1. The Guild. Okay. So it was normal Saturday morning, and I was trying. I guess scatterbrained I am. Going first person, because first person you get a bit more emotion out of it, honestly. Plus, this is a more emotional story. You know, it's about a girl processing trauma. You definitely want that like emotional aspect to it. Third person definitely has its places. But this isn't a story that is a lot of characters. It's really just about her. Any other notable characters we find are probably going to be created on the spot. So it's not. I don't need to cater to them so much. So first person, I think, is better for that. It was a normal Saturday morning, and I was trying to quickly finish my homework. Mother, father seem keen, give me more, almost as if they were trying to keep me inside. Not if they were trying to keep you inside. But wait. Mother and father seem. Oh, don't need to pause. Mother and father seem. Grammar's not my biggest suit. But since it is blue and it's pointing at us, I know this is, yeah, you just wanted a capital. That's fine. I do try to. Ooh. I triggered my face. I do try to. We will try to correct grammar along the way. Only certain grammar though, because again, for Nano, I always try to write fast. So, but I was not swayed because after all, if I was going to become a great adventurer, I could hardly allow myself to be overcome by. What kind of homework should she be doing? Let's see. She's noble adjacent, so she probably already learned the practical stuff. Let's go history. By some boring history text book. Text book? One word? Okay. Oh, now here's where my panterness shines, because I don't know a lot of history of this world. You know, I've been writing more in the moment. But this would be a great time for her to reference history though. So she lives in, oh, is it Sarah? That's why we got my notes. She lives in this country. And this country I've definitely thought of as a peaceful place to live. So maybe we'll reference that. Saratoga or Saratoga. I know I'm gonna butcher names, so Togawa has pretty much always been peaceful in recent memory, so there wasn't much to draw on there wasn't much for me to draw on as a up and coming adventurer. See, I like the dynamic we're going here because we're getting as Anne. Oh, as Anne, not a up and coming Anne. So I like this kind of line because I feel like it gives us a good kind of like it's setting up the world a little bit and it's setting up her. So like obviously her history book's going to have some information that's interesting, but it's not interesting to her because she knows what she wants to be. She wants to be a fighter. So for me, John is an upcoming adventurer. Let's see. So what would that so a lot of writing, at least to me, a lot of storytelling is the natural assumption of questions. I spelled guild right. Everything you write, every line you write is a decision, and every decision is going to beg a question. And those questions can be a great way to get you to the next line. So in this case, this country's peaceful, so not a lot of war history. Okay, well, what kind of history did they have? Surely they struggled. Where did they struggle? So, what if they struggled with famine? Most of the unhappiness of recent most of the struggles it mentioned was due to famine. And now my ability to spell words. Okay. Famine. No. Oh. Famine. Famine. What do I want? Scarcity of food. Yes. That is what I want. Oh. No, not like that. Famine. Most of the struggles it mentioned was due to famine that was related to poor transportation. Obviously, there's multiple ways you can have famine, but I'm really just kind of guessing here. But I feel like poor transportation would be an interesting one because it means there's probably plenty of places with a lot of food and a lot of places with like no food. And I think that's an interesting history to give this world, that they had to learn to be more efficient about their transportation. So, which that way we can remember that, because when she's traveling, we can reference like trade routes that are like smooth for carriages and stuff like that, because they sorted this shit out. Like see, we're getting our lore. This is how we get lore. Most of the struggles it mentioned was due to famine that was related to poor transportation, which was interesting in its own way, I guess. But I'd much rather be outside practicing with my bow. Wrong hits, okay. Oh yeah, so she has a pet spider. We should definitely reference that. Like, that's another good thing, is you should, at least for me, when it comes to writing a story, I always want to write a story from the position of you don't know anything. Right? That's the way I try to write it. Unless you're reading book 2, that's the way you should write it. And I don't think of this as book 2. I think of this as a side story, which should come to you with that understanding that you don't have to see the first material. You can see this first and then see Theodore rescue her as a prequel. That's the way I like to try to do things. And with that in mind, everything that's here needs to be here. But we also don't want to throw it all at the wall. We want to carefully, you know, toss it down. Now, we've already mentioned that she wants to be an archer. So my bow, I would rather practice with my bow. So bam, we know she wants to be a fighter. So let's throw in Theo. So let's see. Now, she undertook a ritual with Theo that allows her to speak to him, so she can understand Theo as if he can speak like a common language. So what kind of personality does Theo have? Oh, hey Superhero 60, welcome! I had a rough October, but I'm alive. So that's the positive. And look, we're finally doing my big project that I talked about forever. Though we're like 20 minutes in and I've only done 100 words. So, do you remember the project I talked about? I'm doing Nanowrimo, which means that we are going to try to get this. Can you see the word count from there? You cannot. Okay. Our word count right now is 136 words, and we're going to try to get that word count up to 50,000 words before December. And here's the kicker. I'm only allowed to do it while on stream. So just 49,860 to go. 60 what? 64 or 66? No, 64. But so yeah, this is an original story of mine that I'm writing on stream, and I'm talking about my writing choices so that I can try to like tell you guys or teach you guys how I think of stories, what I consider good storytelling, what I consider bad storytelling. And you're gonna watch me fumble through a first draft. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect. It's a first draft, but every draft's every first draft is one. God, words. I'm supposed to be good at words. So, yeah. So here's where we started. So we have our main character. Her name is Erica Mori. She's a 15-year-old girl living in a nice house who wants to be an adventurer, more or less. And she has a pet spider, so that's what I was trying to think. What would her pet spider say to her while she's, while she's doing her homework, basically? She's trying to finish her schoolwork so she can go outside. And I'm like, what would she be doing? Or what would the spider say to her? See. Oh wait, that's an idea. What if? So she's taught the spider probably quite a bit, but it's still a spider. It doesn't have like the same level of intellect as a human. So what if we went with stretched. Oh, her spider's the size of a dog too. It's a monster spider. It's a 6-year-old monster spider that is her pet. Familiar, I guess. I stretched my shoulders, saw Theo in the corner. I talked about this. Don't block. I stretched my shoulders and saw Theo in the corner, practicing his letters. Theo was a spider monster that I had bonded with when I was younger. As a result, I gained the magical. So this is okay. So I'm a little torn here. I kind of hate this because I'm going info dumpy, where I'm just like, this is what Theo is. This is what I can do with Theo. But at the same time, it's like, how else am I gonna tell you about Theo? Like, what am I just gonna describe him as a dog-sized spider and just leave you hanging? Like, you wanna, I imagine at this point, you want at least the bare minimum of what Theo is. But I hate just giving it to you in like a paragraph that's just explaining. But, okay, you know, again, I like to go with the idea that you don't know what's going on, which, for you superhero 60, I feel is very accurate. You don't know what's going on. Hey, Sky! How are you? We are doing Nanowrimo today, which stands for National November Writing Month, which is a challenge to writers to write 50,000 words in 30 days. Specifically, the 30 days of November, so that's what we're doing. Okay, magical, which, as a result, I gain the magical ability to speak to spiders. But since only people that took a spider as a familiar got that ability, I had been teaching him how to write. There we go. Teaching him how to write. So, but yeah, so this is day 1 of NaNoWriMo. We are at almost 200 words. Ooh, only 49,800 to go. So, okay, so yeah, I stretched my shoulders and saw Theo in the corner practicing his letters. Theo was a spider monster that I bonded with when I was younger. As a result, I gained the magical ability to speak to spiders. But since only people that took a spider as a familiar got that ability, I had been teaching him how to write. Which, since we have our girl being bored doing homework, we should have Theo motivate her there. If Theo could work hard and learn to write in my language, the least I could do is finish a basic history report that my tutor, we're not really in a public, we're in like the Middle Ages, so not really a public school system. The Torb has arrived. We are all safe now. The Torb has the power. Least I could finish a basic history report that my tutor had assigned to me. Cracked my knuckles, ready to dive in. So, guys are all appearing after each time I explain it, someone else pops in, and I feel like I have to explain it again. How's it going so far? We're about 200 words. Our goal for the day is 3,000, so we're not even 10% the way there. But we're moving. We're moving. We got a half a page. So I guess I didn't explain the full context to any of you yet. So we're following a girl named Erica Mori. She's a 15-year-old girl in a middle-aged magical world. She has a spider that she can talk to magically. It's the size of a dog. She's training to become an archer because when she turns 16, in like 2 weeks, she plans to join the Adventuring Guild, something her family is opposed to because they don't want their daughter to, you know, get hurt or die. So they've been loading homework onto her. Definitely more than I could have done in 40 minutes. I've been going for 40 minutes? Oh god, I need to pick up the pace. Normally at 40 minutes I'd already be at like 1200, but you know, it's different when I'm like trying to talk about every line I write. And there's like 15 minutes of me setting up. Okay, let's try to kick it up a notch. So, I yawned, and I yawned and yawned and felt Theo rubbing against my leg. Clearly, he had reached his limit on practicing letters. I couldn't blame the poor guy. It was already nearly sunset, and I had only now just finished my report. See, I didn't want to think my parents were literally trying to give me more than what is reasonable, but it was starting to become... No, that's bad. I don't like that. I was trying to think my parents were literally trying to bury me homework, but it was feeling more likely as each day seemed to have more to do. Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay, so I like that. We got like our setup here. She's doing homework, a little bit about her place, a little bit about her spider. She's tired. Okay, let's make it dinner time. Let's see. Okay, so she's kind of rich, or at least her parents are, so they have attendants. So let's make an attendant. Miss. Let's see, we need a name. Anyone have a name? I hate names. Japanese name. I guess female? Yeah. I know. Bin. Oh, I'm so bad. Wait, this is some good drawing ambience. Her voice is pretty. Aww. Torb. Okay. Thank you. Okay. If you're inspired to draw a girl with a spider, then let me know, because maybe it'll become heir to art. Okay, let's see. Miss. We need a Japanese name. What's a Japanese name? Frick. Alright, we're gonna do... Let's see. Female, Japanese. Oops. More than just A. Fumiko. Let's go with Fumiko. Fumiko! So we'll do two things. We'll come over here to our little character profile. Got this down. Say 10 bits so I don't forget. Fumiko. I don't know how to draw spiders, but I'm willing to try. Oh, I believe in you, Torb. I believe you can draw anything. Maybe not right away, maybe it won't be as perfect as you want it to be the first time, but I believe. I have faith in all my book bugs. Fumiko, Miss Fumiko said, "It's dinner time." I let out a sigh. I didn't get any practice done before dinner. Well, I had to admit, I was pretty hungry, and Mom made some great food. So I got up, stretched some more. I'll be down in a minute. I am just gonna feed Theo. Gotta look after the pet. Like we gotta love the spider pet, right? Spider pet named Theo. So now what does Theo eat? I mean, he's a spider the size of a dog. He's a magical beast though, so he would probably like something filled with mana. Let's see, what could he eat that would be filled with mana? I mean, it could just be like normal food, but would she keep that? Like, she wouldn't keep that in her room, would she? How often would you feed a spider the size of a dog? That's terrifying. It obeys her. It's a good boy. Theo's a good boy. She had him since basically like a week or two after he hatched. Actually, no way. It was like a month or two after he hatched. But back then he was like the size of a tarantula. So it's been 6 years. He's grown. He's a good boy. Gotta feed the good boy. I'd say like preserved meat she might keep in her room, but I feel like a spider wouldn't want that. Like you want it juicy. I do think it would probably be very good that she feeds Theo, because you definitely wouldn't want Theo to be like going and feeding himself. Like I feel like you would want people to understand Theo doesn't eat until she feeds him, because otherwise people would probably be terrified of Theo. Still though, a spider the size of a dog, that's terrifying to think about. Okay, I suppose it depends on what kind of dog we're thinking about. I don't mean like a Great Dane. Like, I mean like bigger than a cat, but not much bigger than a cat. Like, okay, so here's the size I'm picturing in my head. If Theo were to climb onto her back and like spread eagle all of his legs, his top legs would probably reach her shoulders, and his bottom legs would probably reach like her hips, and that would be like his full spread out size. So not even like a medium-sized dog, like a small dog, but still bigger than a cat. That gives us this better size. I mean, I guess I guess it would probably be best to say that Theo eats large meals, but only occasionally. So yeah, I'll probably go with that. Theo eats large meals, but only occasionally. I'm gonna feed Theo. Come on. He nodded before walking away. You bring up a good point, though. Spider would be terrifying. After all these years, she had learned to cope with the fact that I had a spider familiar, but she wasn't eager to personally tend to him in any way. which kind of confused me. I mean, I guess normal people don't like spiders, but Theo had had Theo had been more akin to family than a pet for a long time. So to me, he was cute. Which I feels fair. To me, he was cute. Like, you're all weird. He was akin to family. More akin to family than a pet. So to me, he was cute. He's cute. Cute little pupper. Cute little spider pupper. So. Yay! Theo said as he raised his head, his front legs, and his fangs in celebration. Oh my god, that would be terrifying when he's happy. He's like, ah! He's like doing the spider equivalent of like roaring. Oh god, I'm loving it. Oh, okay. We ended up walking outside together. Theo was pretty used to big meals. As a result, only needed to eat every 3 or 4 days, depending on how active he was. I eat. Let's see. Since mother and father barred him from the dining area, I always liked feeding him before dinner because he was usually done by the time I was. Plus, you gotta admit, it'd be mean to like leave Theo alone. Like, he's hungry and he can't be near you and he's waiting for you to feed him while you're eating. Like, no, if you'll feed him and then you're both eating together, even if he's in a different room. I don't know, Torb, what do you think? L parents, they don't want the spider dog and, you know, at the dinner table? Hot take, L parents. You're like, no, I wouldn't want the dog-sized spider at the dinner table either. It's like family, though. Okay. I don't know if this is about to get more terrifying. Because what do you think a dog-sized spider's gonna eat? So, let's see. Once in the garden, we made our way to chicken coop. Before I met Theo, I don't want to use owned because it's a familiar, it's like a bond. Before I met Theo, we didn't actually keep chickens since we could just afford to buy chicken meat. But that changed when Theo got big enough to eat a full one in one sitting. I looked around the coop for a nice plumpy one because it had been 4 days since his last meeting. So I grabbed it by the neck. It flailed a bit, but nothing too hard for me. Nothing too hard for me. Theo was getting a little too excited, which was adorable, but I knew if I didn't get him to calm down, he would probably scare someone. Probably scare someone. Did I spell it? I put was. Would probably scare someone. Theo, heal. At the command, Theo relaxed and got down low to the ground. I guess his version of sitting. It made everyone at the estate happier when they got reassurance that Theo was indeed still under my control. Seemed silly to me. I mean, I have had him since I was 11. You know what? I just realized that. So he's only 4 years old, not 6. She hasn't turned 16 yet. She got him when she was 11. So yeah, no, he's like about to turn 5. Or in that range, I guess. Had him since I was 11. Not once had he ever done anything bad. God, people were so rude to spiders. You still there, Torb? Let's see. Sorry, I got distracted. All right. We're almost at 7,000 words. Let's keep it going. Okay. So let's see. I toss the chicken in front of Theo, and he jumped on it in an instant. See, no, I don't need to describe blood, right? That's just a given. He then dragged it on top of the chicken coop so no one could see him work. I didn't have the heart to tell him that the staff on the second floor could see his work when they looked down. Not that they did that very often anymore. The horror. This town is a horror. All right, look, we almost got 2 pages. Oh. Scratch. Scratch. I'm lazy. I don't want to work. This one is good to be done. No, I enjoy this. Actually, to be honest, this is one of the things I really enjoy about writing, is the stuff that I don't realize I'm gonna write. Like, I knew when I wrote this story, I was definitely gonna have like cool moments where she like sets up pit traps and does like a trick shot with her bow, and like she impresses adventurers because of how cool she is as a fighter. Sort of. I mean, she's cool as a fighter in a sense. She's not an amazing fighter, but she is an amazing fighter for her age. Because remember, she's only 50, so we gotta give her some bonus points. And those are really cool scenes that I really want to write. But on the flip side, you can't really, at least in my opinion, you can't start with those scenes because, I don't know, it just sets the wrong tone. I much prefer this tone where we're starting with, you know, her personality. She doesn't like to study, or at least things she's not interested in, which I think is everyone. She's not interested in history of trade routes. She has, you know, we learn about her spider. And I didn't, be honest, it never occurred to me, and you know, the 4 months I've been planning to write this story, that I was gonna write a scene about a fucking spider eating a chicken. It made sense when you stop and think about it, but I wasn't thinking about that, because that's the thing, and that's the thing I think it's really easy for people to miss, is that it's not just the big moments you plan out. You know, there's gonna be things you don't think about until you sit down, the page is in front of you, and you're writing. And yeah, I like that. I'm happy with that. Okay. I didn't have the heart to tell him that staff on the second floor. Staff on the second floor could see his work when they looked down. Not that they very often did. Hits! You're staying up later and later. Theodore and Kaede update. I put Theodore and Kaede updates in the Discord, explicitly waiting for you to come and ask for them or to notice them. And you didn't. I was so sad. I will catch you. I will give you one of them though. I think I decided that Kaede is gonna get married in book 3. That's my Kaede update. Though We're writing about the same story right now. Look, we got Theo. Do you remember Theo? You're gonna be so sad if you don't remember Theo. You're like, who the fuck is Theo? Did you ever tell me about Theo? Who's Theo? Yeah, kids, I thought you would be excited about Nanowrimo. Because I'm writing. I'm gonna write almost every day for this whole month. I thought you'd be excited. Okay, so to recap, we are writing about Erica today. So it's November. We're doing Erica's book. We're going to try to do 50,000 words in 30 days. That's the goal. Well, I was kind of waiting for something because you said that someday I would get an update because you were running late. So I was waiting for that. I did post that, but you never saw it or you never responded to it. Oh yeah, that's true. You said it's going to be writing month. It is writing month. This whole stream, I think over an hour now, is all about writing. Oh, an hour and 6 minutes. I've all been writing. We are doing, which means Erica, yes. All of this right here, these like 2 pages, are all Erica story that I've written today in the past hour. It's only 700. My goal was 3,000. You know what? I'll take 2,500 if we can still get there. Bare minimum is 1,600 to keep with Nanowrimo pace. To recap, not much has happened because, you know, it's only 2 pages. But Erica is just fed her spider. The spider she calls the spider Theo because, you know, Theodore. So she just fed her pet spider a chicken. What happened in Slay the Princess? I have no fucking idea what happened in Slay the Princess. That game's weird. Also publishing Theodore ever? Yes! I do plan to publish the story. It's not ready to be published yet. It's a little early to be publishing Theodore's story. Though, this story technically is being published right now. Publishing just means that it's available for everyone to see. And since YouTube is a public application, this story is technically counted as published because I'm showing it to everyone. There's nothing from stopping you from taking a screenshot of every word on screen and then putting it in a Word document for yourself so that you could read it as a book. So, I suppose I'll try, maybe I'll make that easier for you guys and I'll just like post it on Discord for you guys to read. Maybe that'll build some excitement for like when I'm going to jump on next time to write more. So this book's already technically considered published because that's what publishing means. All right, but let's try to get back into it. So, Erica just fed her spider. So now I'm writing in first person. I headed to the main dining area. Mother and father were already sitting down and talking while the staff put the food on the table. It looked like some kind of roast bird with some... Okay, so here's another thing. I actually want a lot of fruit and vegetables in this world to be unique. But for Nanowrimo, I don't want to focus on like what I should call things. So unless I very much need a name, I'm just gonna like use Earth names. So with some potatoes and steamed Well, with some mashed potatoes and steamed vegetables. I heard this was a recipe Mother had learned from Theodore. And it was a particular favorite of the entire family. um, Potatoes are called potatoes in this world. Okay, so that does remind me, an Ascendance of a Bookworm. So, okay, for the most part, I actually love the way Ascendance of a Bookworm does naming. So there's so many times where Ascendance of a Bookworm will just throw out this like ludicrous name that I don't know how to pronounce what they just said, and I don't get the feeling that it's finds its etymology in any real Earth words. I feel like they just keep word smash. And I love that. I love the confidence because I don't have the confidence to do that. But there's a few times where it's just like, what? You know, because there's a point where they in Ascendance of a Bookworm, they have like their potato equivalent, and it was called potato offals, like potato offals. So it was like, let me, there, yeah, right here. It's like potato offals. And I was just like, what? I don't know exactly how they spelled it, but it is. It's like, so I don't. So that's all you had for that one. You have such interesting random words for other things, but potatoes are potato waffles. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I said as I sat down and took in the lovely aroma. Is there, let's see. She does, okay, so the mom's a good chef, so she probably cooks good food a lot. But let's pretend there's some significance to this meal, because there kind of is. So let's have her scope that out. Is this for a special occasion? Been a while since I have seen this big a spread. And so this is the funny thing again about writing when it comes to story building, and again, I'll end up saying this 40 times this month because I feel it's worth repeating. I'm a bit of a pantser, so that means I kind of fly by the seat of my pants. So, you know, I have a general idea of what's going on. I understand that the parents don't want her to become an adventurer, and she wants to be an adventurer. So there's a conflict there. And, you know, so when I have this moment of like, okay, what do they make for dinner? Okay, basically like a Thanksgiving dinner. You know, and that holds significance because they learned it from Theodore. So her asking, okay, what's the significance? You know, now I have to answer that. Like, is there a significance? Is there no significance? Well, since we already know the mother doesn't want her daughter to leave home at this age, or at least to become an adventurer, we can play into that. Like, you know, but we'll have the mother be coy about it. Like, oh, nothing. Just, you know, missed the taste. It is a lovely meal, isn't it? I should show you how to cook it sometime. Wouldn't that be fun? Mother said, mother asked. You see, I love my mother asked. Actually, we don't capitalize it, maybe. Mother asked. Nothing. I just missed the taste. It's a lovely meal, isn't it? So you see, we got the mother being coy, like she's not saying like I don't want you to leave home, and I was trying to, point out that you won't have such good food when you're, out adventuring. And see, we get a little bit of the drama in between the lines. Ludacris, the rapper that says, wait, I don't know why you brought that up. I have an opinion of my. Oh, there's in here. I have an opinion of mine that what I like to see is what if you make a spin-off book which follows a different character I like, it being from a different perspective to explore, I think you mean to explore, if Theodore is Cease. If Theodore is Cease. Okay, you're confusing me with your words here. Con person that Erica's be from the narrative's perspective? Wait. Okay, you have to rewrite that question. I do not understand what you just asked me. Oh, you didn't know what ludicrous means. Ludicrous, silly, I guess, like unrealistic. Ludicrous would be like, that there's no way that would happen. That is ludicrous. Like that's not going to happen. That's ridiculous. That's silly. That's, not likely. That'd be ludicrous. But no, your opinion on a book from a different character, I'm not sure what you meant there. If you could rephrase that, I would appreciate that. Of course, now we have to make a decision. Does Erica spot the manipulation, or does she not spot the manipulation? I think we're gonna go with she does not spot. We're gonna go the blunt force approach. I wouldn't be against learning, but there isn't much time. I turn 16 next week, and I plan to leave following day, I said. If Theodore's book is from his perspective, then Erica's could be from the narrator's perspective. Well, okay, so what you're talking about is, I think, third person perspective or an omniscient perspective. This book I'm writing from Erica's perspective. Like, yeah, I mean, I suppose you're correct that you could write the same story from a different perspective. I've done that before. You could also include an omniscient perspective. So there's two kinds of third person perspectives that I'm familiar with. There's closed and open is how I was taught it goes. So closed perspective is when you're still like in someone's head. So you're still only referencing things they see, they hear, they know. That would be like if you were watching a movie about a character and every scene always has one character in it. Like, you might see things they don't, like, around them, but you're always, like, around them. But you're still in this, like, third-person perspective. While then there's open third-person, where you notice things about everyone. It's like you're watching everyone's story, and you're just getting certain pieces from everyone. So when you say narrator, I mean, like, you can have a narrator, yes, that's more of a movie thing though, really. I mean, honestly, I hate narration in that sense. Um, and I can give you a good example of this. In a book I recently read, the villainous one. I think you saw a couple of the episodes of the anime during anime watch along. In the book, they do narrative moments where the character will say like, oh, we struck a deal, and then they'll say, little did I know that deal was never going to happen. And me, every time I see that, I just go, I shake my head. It's like, okay, you spoiled it. You told me, like, you just introduced that something might happen, and then you immediately told me, no, that's not gonna happen. I'm like, fuck you. Like, seriously, fuck you. It's like, I beg of thee, 1, Elden Ring, 2, Percy Jackson. You want me to stream Elden Ring? I can stream Elden Ring, and it's been a while, so I definitely should. October was a weird month. I apologize for that. 2, what about Percy Jackson? But now, gotta keep focus on the task ahead. Oh, wait, I mean, but you don't need to leave the very next day, do you? She asked. Why not next month? That way, why not next month? That way you could prepare more. Doesn't that sound better? Oh, you're using Elden Ring and Percy Jackson as narrators. So, like, narrators can work, obviously, in certain medias, but I'm trying to think of an example where I like a narrator in a book. Oh, good night. See you next time. Knew you were staying up late. Well, maybe tomorrow I'll do Elden Ring. So I'll try to stream earlier. We'll see. Okay. So yeah, we're having the mother be manipulative. Oh, I mean, but you don't need to leave the very next day, do you? Why not next month? That way you could prepare more. Doesn't that sound better? The tutors are loving your progress. After all, she actually, like, that part she has to realize, like, oh, they're trying to get you to stay. Like, no, I let out the deep sigh. We talked about this again and again. I want to be an adventurer. I have my bow. I have my skills. I have my pack already. I have my bag already packed. I am leaving in 8 days. I paused and looked at the food in front of me. This meal is wonderful. I love it, and I appreciate it. appreciate autocorrect help me, yay. I appreciate the love you put into it. But this isn't a reason for me to stay home. Honestly, it's not a practical meal to cook on the road. So no, I don't care to learn, especially that means delaying my trip. Alright, there we go. She's firm. Put her firm stance down. Okay. And our father hasn't spoke yet. Maybe we'll have him bring up the tutor. Sweetie. Also, we still see everything. Yeah, okay. Sweetie. But the tutors still have plenty to teach you.
Wow, 85.
And they are already paid for the rest of the season. Shouldn't you prioritize your studies? Father asked. Very, very light toasting. But I think we should have her fight for it now. Like, what are you talking about? You have known my intentions all year. Why did you pay them so far in advance? If you care about the pay, I'll reimburse. Reimburse that now.
Alright.
Reimbursed? Oh, that. Okay. Reimburse? Oh, okay. There we go. Reimburse. I'll reimburse you. I'll reimburse you. Why did you pay them so far in advance? I'll reimburse you. Heck. I am sure the attendants would love the lessons. So you of them had a tutor. Maybe I could understand if they were teaching me something I wanted to know. But the lessons are so boring. I'll get a better father. No. 8 days leaving without your support. But oh God, what was this from? I'm trying to think. There was a show that did this once. What was it? Doing this with or without your support.
where you're going.
I can't remember. Frick. Oh, it's gonna bug me now. It's on the tip of my tongue. But there was a show that I saw before where a character was saying to their parents, like, you know, I think it was world-ending stakes. So I think they're saying like, Mom, I have to go. I have to go save the world. Like, I don't need your support. I would prefer it. Like, I'm risking my life to save the world, and it kills me inside to know that you don't want to support me. But like, with or without your support, I gotta go. And it made me feel. So I love that, like, with or without your support. But I definitely prefer your support. But yeah, no, and that it's really the kind of thing she has to do though. It's like, if she's gonna, if she's gonna risk her life being an adventurer, she has to be able to commit. She has to be able to say, like, this is what I'm doing. This is not a debate. This is not a discussion. This is what's happening. You don't get a vote. It's not a democracy. Just funny because, it's an aristocracy, which generally means she would not get a say, but she's not a noble. She doesn't have noble expectations. She's just a commoner girl that is more than willing to run away from home if they don't support her. I mean, hell, she's leaving home either way. So, God, feels. I didn't expect feels today. Mother and father are quiet.
I'm nice. Alright. Hello.
Mother and father were quiet after that.
Hello.
Oh.
Yeah.
I understood that they disagreed, but I couldn't change my mind for them. I was saved once. Not only. Well, I was saved once. Not just from death, but from ruin. From. Okay, so this is a line I think might be misunderstood, because when I say ruin, I mean psychologically here, which I don't want to have her say it. I liked that, like, ambiguity of it. It's like, yeah, no, it's, you got to read between the lines a little bit. And I'm also referencing a story I really love here. Overlord used this phrase. One of their characters, Henry Emmett, was saved, and the question got posed to her: you were saved once. What will you do with your new life now that you've been saved? That's kind of the way I was thinking of the scene, and the way that she's thinking of it. I was saved once, not just from death, but from ruin. And the one thing above all else that I absolutely certain is that I want to spend this life that was saved, I want to spend it helping people. I want want to spend it helping people. I want to spend it helping people. I don't need my mother or father to understand that. There we go. I don't know. God feels again. Like the life that was saved. I want to spend it helping people. No, I don't. I think we already explained like that she doesn't need her father's permission or approval. We don't need to say it twice. So let's see. What should we say next, though? We got like the quietness. We got the dinner. We understand what the parents are thinking. You know, they're silent because they know they can't say anything that'll change it. It's basically too late. Let's see. What else could we... Okay, so I think we're done with this scene. So we can scene change. One thing I like about Ascendance of a Bookworm that's inspiring me too is it'll scene change pretty abruptly. And I've always struggled with that because I think of myself as like a continuity writer. Like, well, something happened between this and tomorrow morning. What? Well, yeah, but it might have been nothing more than she was tired and went to bed, you know? So if there's nothing more I have interesting in this scene, that's fine. Move to the next scene. Like, what else can she do before her birthday? That would be interesting. So she's an archer and an adventurer. Well, she wants to be an adventurer. So she can't officially be an adventurer till 16. But she's probably hunted in the forest before. Probably not monsters, though. I feel like that's something her family absolutely would have had a problem with. And I feel like she could understand that. Like, you know, she needs to pass the adventure test. David, welcome! How are you? Are you familiar with what Nanowrimo is? We're working on Nanowrimo today. My serious face. But, okay, so let's have her do something more athletic this time. Let's see. What did she do besides just being an adventurer, though? I don't know, maybe she... Oh, there we go. That would be good. Okay, so what if we have her... Not too familiar with NaNoWriMo. Okay, let me explain then, since you're here. NaNoWriMo is... Oh, the delay is terrible. Fortunately, I don't know how to fix that.
I haven't landed.
Sorry. No, the NaNoWriMo is 50,000 words. NaNoWriMo is a challenge to authors to write a story that is at least 50,000 words during the month of November.
Oh.
And we're in November, and I'm an author, and I decided to stream myself doing NaNoWriMo because I'd never done that before, and as far as I'm aware, I don't think anyone's ever done that before. Though I must confess, I did not research too deeply if anyone's ever VTube streamed themselves writing a book, but yeah, so I'm doing that. Oh yeah, the delay can be bad sometimes, but you know, it's all good. It's just, you know, it slows down the communication a little bit, but sometimes my answers are long anyway, so So I'm writing a story about a fictional world in which I'm writing about a girl named Erica. She's 15 years old, about to turn 16. When she turns 16, no, not 15, 50,000. 50 000. Wait, where's my 50 000. I may get into it, to be honest. Nice. Everyone's welcome. 50,000. Currently, I'm at 1,200. So only 48,800 to get. So the story I'm writing is, as mentioned, it's about a girl named Erica. She's a 15-year-old girl that's about to turn 16. When she turns 16, she wants to become a hero, essentially an adventurer. And we're sort of seeing the lead up into that right now. So like right now, her parents are like, sweetie, but the tutors still have plenty to teach you. You know, we've already paid for the rest of the season. Shouldn't you prioritize your studies instead of risking your life fighting monsters? It's like, no, no. She in 8 days. See, no, 8 days. I'm leaving with or without your support, but I definitely prefer your support. Yeah, she's gonna be an adventure in 8 days, sort of. We're not gonna watch all 8 of those days because, like, it doesn't actually matter. It's just we want to get a feel for her life before she leaves. That was the goal. Like, what does she do on a normal day before she becomes an adventurer? Why'd you redact the message? It was fine. 50,000. Yeah, that's correct. So now that we discussed her parents not liking that she's going, like, what else can we show her doing? And I thought, well, she's near a forest. She's in a mildly small town. She's not a super small town, but it's a small town still. What if some of the boys are going to the forest to like scavenge things? Like, you know, maybe they're playing, maybe they're collecting firewood, maybe they're, you know, doing all sorts of things like that. And we can have her go to the forest, and maybe accidental deletion. Maybe she'll go to the forest and she'll see one of the boys like hurt or something, and she can carry him back to town. She can be like the mini hero. You know, it's not like a super big thing, but it just shows like her dedication and how she'll handle like the forest better than these kids or even adults. You know, I like that. So let's go with that. So let's say, so let's time skip. We said it was Saturday before, so let's go with Monday. She could hunt small animals, navigate children, hunted cane rats. Ever heard of a cane rat? Yeah, I'm thinking that there'll be separate parties. Like, she's not guiding the children because she's still the age of adult in this world, 16. So she's still technically a child herself, or a teenager, I guess, but adolescent. But still, she's on the cusp of child. So I don't want to put her in a position of authority here, but like, she's just practicing being in the woods. Because essentially she's a ranger, so that's how she practices, you know, her archery, her navigation, stuff like that. So Monday, nearly noon, and the sweat was dripping from my brow. Not to say that your ideas weren't wrong now, because like, she could be leading a hunting party or a kid foraging party or teenagers. She's more skilled than most of them, but she's planning to leave in 8 days, so I think she would have rejected positions of authority. Like if you asked her, hey, could you help teach these kids how to like forage mushrooms? I feel like she'd be like, no, I plan to leave in like a couple months. Like, I don't want to commit to teaching them and only teach them half. So like, I feel like she shouldn't want that. She wants to be a free bird. Hey, hold on 1 second. I have to use the bathroom. Be right back. I need to refill my water anyway, so.
Dude, there's a bunch of cities. Sorry, I kind of ran it down a little bit. Here, I think the mouse would sit on my head. No, bro. What do you think? Oh, God.
You are correct. She wants no attachments. Though, did give me an idea. What if a monster attacked in the forest while the kids were foraging? But we'll contrast this by having her decide not to fight. So she's like practicing in the forest. A kid encounters a monster. She has that moment where she wants to show she's a fighter, but she's like, I'm not an adventurer yet. I don't have a rank. I don't even know if I could beat that thing. I didn't plan this fight. Right now, I just have to get the kid to safety, which could be an interesting contrast for her, because it could show that she has like that maturity that you would want in an adventurer. But at the same point, she's also like frustrated because it's like, I want to fight it too. I've been training for like the past 5 years to fight things, and it's right there. But no, I'm not. It's like 5 more days. 5 more days. I think that's a good character moment. She has a 50-pound bow. I don't know the draw strength of her bow. I don't know a lot about that, but she's been practicing archery since she was 11, so she has about 5 years of archery practice, and she is still technically a 15-year-old girl. So I mean, she's not exactly like, you know, Mr. Olympia or anything. So, but she also has magic to help her, so I don't know, maybe she does have a good bow strength. So I try not to think about those details too deeply. So nearly, you want and wants to take on a rhinoceros. That'd be an interesting monster. Usually the go-to standard monster in this world is like an elk, but like a half a ton elk, basically.
For my charity.
One, you know, like a like 500 kilometer. Not kilometer. Kilogram. Yeah. Like a 500 kilo elk. Rhinoceros. Or rhinoceros? Yeah, rhinoceros. Words are not always my friend. Sweat dripping from my brow. I was. Oh, don't worry, I can't spell either. That's why I have tabs open to check my spelling. Monday, nearly noon, sweat is dripping from my brow. I could hear the cheers and the laughter of the local kids. It was kind of distracting, but I suppose in its own way, that was good practice. Wasn't exactly going to be able to call Tom out because I wasn't exactly going to be able to guarantee calm conditions in every situation. So let's see. Oh, right. Another thing, because you probably didn't, notice this part or hear this part. She has a familiar. She has a spider familiar. The spider is the size of like a small dog or a big cat. So, and she can speak to it. So it can speak the human language. Only to her. She's the only one that can communicate to it, and it can only communicate to her. There are other people that have spider familiars. It's a perk to having a spider familiar. So, I wasn't exactly going to be able to guarantee calm conditions in every situation. So, let's see. Coconut crab. Well, I mean, crabs are the same like genus as spiders, aren't they? Like arachnid or something. Not arachnid. Is it above that? Like, I forget. Like scorpions and spiders and crabs, they're all like similar in that regard, aren't they? Or am I might be dumb. I don't know. But see, what was she doing in the forest for training? Because I mean, if she just wanted to practice her bow, she didn't need to be in the forest for that. Maybe she's practicing climbing. They're arthropods. There we go. That was the word I was looking for. That was not completely stupid. So let's see. So yeah, let's. Because she's it's one of the skills she wants to develop is being able to like climb really well. Because if she needs to run away, so yeah, that's a good idea. If a monster attacks, you can take to the tree. I like it. Okay, so I steadied my breath and jumped to the next branch.
Yeah.
Maybe checking for edible plants. I feel like that's something she would already know pretty well, at least in this area. So I feel, and plus she's not trying to be like a normal, like just like a survivor. She does intend to be like a hunter. So I could see her wanting to like up her physical abilities. I jump to the next branch. I was. Let's go to the next line. Jump to the next branch. My exhaustion is kicking in since I got early start today, and I knew once I got home they were going to try and force me to study again. So I wasn't going to stop quite yet. pulling myself up, I actually had a nice view of forest. This was one of the taller Leo Urban basically does. I've never heard it. I'm not familiar with that person. One of the taller trees in the area. It was a tough climb, but the view was certainly worth it. There we go. Get a little bit of that. Theo's the name of her spider, by the way. Theo climbed next to me. Peter, he said with a chuckle. I guess I couldn't realistically compare myself to a spider, but I still felt a bit salty at how easy it was for him. He's a French parkour guy. He could basically be described as Tarzan. Yes, that is what she's trying to learn, because she is planning to be a Tarzan. Granted, she's planning to be a Tarzan with a spider and a bow and arrow and magic, but she's planning to be a Tarzan. I leaned back against the tree. Theo played in my lap. You know, I could have just dropped the cord down for you, he said. Like his still, I guess, have him call the cord for me. Yeah, but then it would have been too easy. That would have been too easy. Yeah, just a rope. I need all the practice I can get before Sunday, 6 day, Sunday. Okay, so here's a good chance. We have Theo be the more understanding voice, questioning why she's so determined to do it now. Because she's like, no shot. I'm not waiting. Theo would be a good voice of reason here. You know I will support you. But is there a reason? Rope around the ankles? No, I meant like he could have climbed to the top and let down some of his spider silk, and she could have climbed up the rope. You know, he's a spider. He naturally has rope. But that would have been so easy. She was parkouring it up there. You know, I'll support you, but is there a reason?
No.
Is there a reason you are so certain? You're so not certain. So pushy about the date.
How do I ask?
Call it a ladder if it was just a rope, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I suppose. I didn't mean like a trip, like a trap where she was gonna get pulled up by her ankle. let's see. So we should have her self-reflect there. It was so much easier to argue back with the parents. Their determination made it easy to just push. Theo's understanding is a lot harder. I don't know if this makes sense or not,
Bro,
but I just feel so unfulfilled.
yeah,
We were both prisoners once.
I'm not
More like us out there to sit here in luxury while they suffer. It just feels wrong. I can make it different. And you know I can. They informed up a chunk. Oh no, it's the thing in which people get a loop of rope around their ankles and push it against the bark of a tree. Oh, good point. I wasn't thinking of that. I was thinking like just straight climb the rope, like ignore the fact that there's a tree in the store. But you bring up a good point. That would be smarter, wouldn't it? Okay, so yeah, I haven't directly mentioned it yet, but yeah, so basically when she was, well, I mentioned it much earlier before you're here, but basically Erica here, that's her name, Erica. Erica was she was captured by a monster when she was 10, and she was held in captivity for a while, and it was an adventurer that saved her, and she's inspired to be like him. And right here, I think this absolutely shows that she's suffering from survivor's guilt. You know, she survived, others don't. Others didn't. And she feels bad about that. She wants to help other people. And I don't know, I think it's endearing in its own sense, because in one sense, she probably shouldn't, push herself to help other people at the cost of her own safety in that regard. But on the flip side, she's been preparing for a half a decade, so it's not like she's jumping into this willy-nilly. It could be a thing someone points out to her. It shows how she isn't too ready, mayhaps. Yeah, that's true. Like, obviously she's 16. She's not perfect. I definitely gonna have moments where people are gonna have to point things out to her. I don't feel like that should be one, though, because she's had Theo for this entire time. I feel like climbing a tree is something she's probably good at. So we'll have Theo push back here a little bit, like wanting to be a hero is, but don't be foolish. So Theo, can you honestly say you think I am not ready? He paused. He then laid more flat in my lap. You are strong, Erica. I am certain there are things you are not ready for, but I cannot say you are unready to. Oh, good night, David. Welcome for stopping by. Are you winning, son? Don't you mean daughter? I'm a daughter. You were close to winning. Okay, so there's a couple definitions of winning, Reginald. Technically, bare minimum, we want to get 50,000 words done in 30 days. We have to do about 1,600 words a day, and we're at 1,579. So I'd say we're close to winning. So do you remember what I was doing for this month, Reginald? Someone giving the shift change. Yeah, it was Tad. Look, you even threw up the hand tag sign. Yeah, hand pink waving. It was a tag in. Tag out, tag in. So, Reginald, are you familiar with NaNoWriMo? I began putting Theo's head, I guess. I smiled. I knew he was right. Maybe I wasn't. Maybe. I absolutely wasn't ready for everything. But I was ready to start. So, okay, so NaNoWriMo is a writing challenge. It's 50,000 words within the calendar month of November. So today's November 1st, at least in my time zone. So we're starting. And I'm writing a story about a girl named Erica. She is from Theodore's story, on the same planet his story is taking place, then obviously. Erica is a 15-year-old girl currently, who survived the trauma of being captured by a monster, and she was essentially tortured for almost a year. She was saved by Theodore, and as a result, she idolizes him, and she wants to become a hero. So she spent the last 5 years of her life learning how to navigate in the forest and learning archery. And on her 16th birthday, when she becomes an adult, she plans to register at the guild and officially become an adventurer. And she wants to travel the lands helping people as an archer with a spider companion monster. So that's her little spider companion right here, Theo. So currently she's 6 days away from her birthday, and after she celebrates her birthday with her parents, she's totally going to go register at the Adventure Guild and start traveling the world, or the countryside, I guess. World might take her a while, because she wants to help people, and that's what the story's about. So she is a strong, independent woman. You'd probably like her. I mean, right now she's at the top of a tree that's probably 200 feet off the ground. So, and she got up there with just her arms and legs. So Theo cheated because he can stick to walls and shit. How many words a day? Again, so if we wrote every day, we would need to write at least 1,670 words per day. But that's unrealistic. There's obviously days I'm probably not going to write, so I'm going to have to do more than that per day. But currently, it is day 1, so we can start out a little slow. Currently, I'm at 1,630 words. So we are close to our daily minimum if we wrote every day. So what makes it more of a challenge for me is that I'm only writing on stream. That is my etch challenge for this. So, yay me. And that means I'm constantly explaining what I'm writing, why I'm writing certain lines, like what I'm thinking. This is just I don't know what you call it. Current page count. Let's see. We're on page 4. 4 pages. Okay. 50,000 words probably get us to what? If we think about that number, 4 pages, 16 times 10, 40 times 3. So about 130 pages probably. So we still got a lot of work to do, but it's only day 1, so you know we're okay. I'm not panicking yet. We'll save that for next time. No, go away. I will probably decide to post all of this on Discord. Why not? It's already all public anyways because it's on YouTube, so it's not like I'm hiding it. But yeah. Let's see. Heading video. Anyways, right. Absolutely wasn't ready for everything, but I was ready to start.
Hey,
I noticed in the distance what a birds flew away all at once. That wasn't a good sign. I slid down the tree and began making my way over there. As I got closer, I could hear, I don't know, shocks, collisions, and I could hear what sounded like trees falling. There were only a handful of monsters in this area that could easily fell a tree. I could hear what sounded like trees falling. And fell a tree. My curiosity was getting better, but I knew I should probably turn back. After all, I wasn't a proper adventurer yet. Poetry, I think, is a phrase. I think that's a phrase. Let's see. And you fell. Yeah, that's common terminology for cutting a tree down. So yeah. Felling, limbing, yeah. Fell a tree. That's common terminology for cutting a tree down. I whistled Theo to signal him that we should return to town. As I was about to start running myself, I noticed a voice do a new paragraph. Help! It went. Ooh, help. Who's there? I shouted. Erica, is that you? I heard as the voice got closer. I think it was the guy that worked at the lumber yard. Not that I could remember his name. And yes, I'm specifically saying she doesn't remember his name because I don't want to name this random character right now. I don't like naming characters. Yeah, I shouted. What's going on? He started to come into you. One of boys is unaccounted for, but I can't find him. And let's just go with the deer monster. I've been calling it a servant throat. Servant throat. I think that's how I spell it. Servant throat. The servant throat is rampaging. A servant throat. Huh? Those were huge. They had antlers that could crush several men just by swinging its head quickly. It's a deer monster, basically. You know, like an elk. So it's just a really, really big deer. Sometimes they can use magic. Not always, but sometimes. Depends how big they are. So, this one probably will be able to use magic, actually. So, but yeah, I think it's like serving something that means like deer or something like that. I think it was Greek or Latin. And thrope wasn't like lycanthrope, so it's just the way I've been describing them as monsters. So
I think that's cool. Yeah, sure.
So, but yeah, you're back from eating food. Welcome back. So, we've transitioned scenes. Now, we're gonna get to our first near fight scene. But okay, so here we go. Antlers that could crush several men just by swinging his head. They averaged about 1,000 pounds, if not more. Definitely not something for a young adventurer, let alone me, who wasn't even a proper adventurer yet. You think he is near the servant throat? The man nodded. Fuck. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to show here is that Erica at heart has the spirit of a hero. Someone's in danger, she can't just sit back. So there's like a 10-year-old boy that was helping gather lumber, and he's near a monster. You get out of here. Leave it to me.
They're all not very.
I'm telling you, we don't. And pause. Are you sure, Erica? Also, we're up to 3 viewers. Let's go. I thought it was gonna be like a mostly empty viewer stream, but hey, I guess Reginald was right. We are winning. The man paused. Are you sure, Erica? I don't. So the dash there means that she's interrupting him. Just go. I got this, I said, feeling a little uneasy about the fact I already signaled Theo to leave. Right, we gotta make it worse for her. Like, sure, he signaled Theo to leave, so she's alone. She's gonna go face a freaking monster that's like 10 times her size. What could go wrong? The man ran, and so did I. I just ran towards the sound of falling trees and likely dead small monsters. No, we don't need that. The sound of I ran towards the sound of falling trees and sound of falling trees. I ran towards the sound. Wait. The bed ran, and so did I. I just ran towards the sound of falling trees and death on 4 legs. That line's so crappy, but let's keep it for now. That's another thing about Nana. If you're gonna write 50,000 words in 30 days, you can't make every line perfect. It's a first draft. I can always do a second draft or edit it. Fortunately, constant sound of trees falling, or the constant sounds, the constant thunderous sound of, I don't want to keep saying falling trees. Unfortunately, the conscious thunderous sounds were a dead giveaway on which direction I was headed. So, once I saw the servant rope, I quickly climbed the tree and tried to stay out of sight. Let's see. We want her to be tempted to fight though, because that's what makes her running away like a little more honorable. That she's like, I can do this. You know, she's like, thinking. As strong as its hide is, if I could get a shot into its eye, that might kill it. Oh. Let's see. Water is necessary. It is so good. Let's see. No. Damn. Killing it would be great, especially since this was an area kids liked to play and forage in, but realistically, I was risking angering it, and there was still a kid nearby. Instead, I let out a whistle. With any luck, Theo might be on the way. That would have noticed I am not traveling toward the town. Not only that, Erica, I heard a young boy shout. She whistled. The kid knows she's nearby. The deer knows that too, though. Let's see. Let's say. I shouldn't give away her position, but she would want to answer the boy. Let's see, what could she do here? Thinking. Because the deer's within sight, so definitely heard the whistle. Definitely heard the boy shout. I guess we could say I heard the boy shout. Unfortunately, so did the servant throat. What's the word you use for an arrow? I put it on the jargon for archery. And knock. You knock an arrow, I think. Right? Arrow knock. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. I knocked an arrow and fired it towards the monster's face. It bounced off its strong strong skin, I guess. Strong skin. But it did pause its charge. Not an arrow. No, it's not. It's an arrow charging thing. Okay. There we go. She's fighting a deer, which is what I was not gonna have her do, but she's distracting it, so I think it's okay.
Hey, rock that.
I jumped from. Gotta move it. I jumped from this tree to the next, moving my way closer to the boy. I'm coming, I said. The one fortunate thing about this forest is it was pretty dense, so the servant throat had a rough time unless it knocked down a few trees, and I was going to take whatever advantage I could get. Whew. Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta use the bathroom. Be right back. So what do you think, Superhero 60? You like seeing me try to write a book on stream? I think we lost Reginald. It was a shame too, we were winning. Also, we made it past 2,000 words. I'll take it. We're almost at 3 hours. 25, no, maybe 3,000. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how high we go. I'm planning to stream a game after this, so when I stop writing, I'm gonna play a game. I'm gonna end the stream and start a new stream then. It's pretty smooth so far. You like? Take whatever advantage I could get. So let's see. As I got closer, shouted again. Where are you?
I'm about here.
Here. I heard and pivoted in that direction. The boy was huddled in a ball around a tree. I bet.
Yeah.
New paragraph. We're gonna go more at this one. I bent down and told him climb on, not to let anything, and started running. It was really uncomfortable as his arms practically choking me, and with the added weight in new center of gravity, it was hard to move as nimbly as I was used to. I was used to. Glancing back, I saw the deer, saw the serving throw clearly chasing us. Rat. But since the boy was holding on to me, my arms were free, and I knocked another arrow before turning fire.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't even
Oh.
care if I hit it. I was just hoping to
Flash.
just hoping to get it to sit down. Oh. So, all right, there we go. She has the advantage in the thick brush. I recognize the area. I was probably a good,
And my cat is.
let's see, what call it, 1,000 yards from the edge of the forest. That would be rough, because if the servant throat followed me, it would
Really.
no longer be strained by the trees. But if the lumberjack was smart, he would have warned the town, in which case they should have soldiers with spears. It wasn't a guaranteed solution. Guaranteed? I stuck at spelling. What did I get wrong? Oh, there's a U. Got it. Wasn't guaranteed to work, but we didn't have any royal magical soldiers stationed here. It was a small town that rarely got attacked by monsters. All right, there we go. So, let's see. So, she's been running for a while. I think this is a good time for Theo to appear. So, yeah, let's go with Theo. Erica, I heard in that distinct hiss-like voice of Theo. I let out a whistle to let him know where it was. That distinct. Oh, that distinct. I meant distinct. Distinct. Okay. How do I spell distinct? Distinct. Distant. No. There we go. Distinct. I never claim to be good at spelling. Normally, for Nanowrimo, I try not to worry about this, but I mean, it's red, and it's annoying me, and now it's... That's not better! Distinct. Alright. That distinct hiss, like voice. I heard that distinct like that distinct hiss-like voice of Theo. I let out a whistle to let him know where I was. Hiss-like voice? Okay, that's fine. Hiss-like voice. And within moments, he was nearby. Now we got the perfect setup. I got a plan. I said, happy to hear it. Happy to hear it. Give me like 100 feet, then make a net about 3 feet off the ground. This is you thick and is wide, so you can make it before I get there. Theo rushed off. So, you see where she's going with this? She like gonna make a not to try to catch him, just to like not to capture him, but just something he runs into and like, oh, it's sticky and it sucks and it's slowing me down. Like this isn't worth it. Theo rushed off. Yeah, running behind him. I could see the spot he was setting up. Fortunately for me, Theo could magically manipulate his thread, so setting it up was only taking him about 30 seconds. 100 feet, probably take her like 45 seconds to run that. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's check that. World record 100 meters. That's 1/3 of 100 meters. Okay, 9 seconds is the world record for triple the distance she's doing. Holy shit. Let's see. Average then. Average speed, average 100-meter sprint. Let's see. How fast can the average person sprint 100 meters? Okay, 20 seconds. But she is carrying someone and in forest terrain. I think that we'll go with it. We'll go with it. All right. So, only taking him about 30 seconds. As I approached it, I stopped, ducked under the net before continuing to run. The servant's throat either didn't notice or didn't care and ran straight into it, getting tangled in the process. And she wins. And I think that's a win. Let's see. Let's have her. Let's have her be tempted one more time. Here we go. I could see it writhing on the ground. It had pulled the trees with the spider silk to pull the trees with the spider silk to fall on top of it. It was still moving its head. If not for that, I was sure I could get a kill shot to its eye. Let's have her draw her bow, though. I knocked an arrow and was tempted to give it you, but I noticed fire. Fire was beginning to appear. So this servant throat could cast fire magic. Well, fuck. Spider silk is weak to fire magic, so it would free soon enough. It would probably.
You haven't been using the blue headphones?
Huh?
Are you using the blue headphones?
No. Yeah, go for it. It would probably. Oh, is it plugged in?
Thank you.
About that. It was probably. Oh, it would probably. Extinguish the flame. Otherwise, the whole forest would burn down. But that definitely ruined my chance. So I took off running again. I couldn't hear any loud noises. So either it lost us or gave up as I made it to the edge of the forest. I saw the army, or the local soldiers, spears and good job, lumberjack. I set the boy down and collapsed. I was exhausted before the little emergency, so I was half tempted to just take a 30-minute nap right there. Okay, let's see. You know what? I'm at 26,000 words. We're at nearly 3 hours. I think we can hit the 3,000 mark.
Oh.
Not 26. 2,600, not 26,000. Think we can hit the 3,000 mark? And then we'll call this our first writing stream of the day. And then I will reset up and I will switch to a video game. How does that sound? I think I can do 375 more words. What, 10 minutes? We can do that. We can do it, right? What do you think? Do you believe in me?
Let's go.
Let's have a close call with Theo. Theo, fine to me, and a soldier
I got
tried to
idea next one. Yes.
tried to swing at him, but hit his foot or his hand. What the hell are you doing? It's a monster. It's a monster. It's a monster. The soldier said, "It's my familiar. Familiar, dude. Don't you dare." I shouted. The soldier looked at his captain that just shook his head. Pretty sure the captain knew about Theo. Either way, I wasn't about to let anyone hurt my familiar. Who just shook his head? Familiar? No, I think that's right. So now ignore that suggestion. Sorry about that, Theo, I said, trying to console him. I knew he was used to it, but I didn't care for that kind of treatment. Especially after we saved a kid. The captain walked over to me. Is it still by? I'd say about 300 feet last time. Not sure if it lost me or is turning around. The trees do get thicker over here, so it might not consider this area worth it. Thanks, he said. I'll see to it you are rewarded for your help. Okay. Just remind people that Theo is my familiar, and I will consider that payment now. That's the thing, she's a good girl. She doesn't really care about the money. No, not friend, familiar. Familiar. Alright. 6 minutes, 200 words. Yeah, we might be a minute or two late. Um, do you need help or something? He asked as I still continued to lay on the ground. I just need 15. Maybe water. I'll be fine. I said. I was kind of torn. I wasn't so exhausted. And if the boy wasn't, if the boy wasn't with me, or if it didn't have fire magic, I feel like I could have killed it. That servant throat is going to be a big deal. We didn't get a lot of adventures in this town. At least none that stayed. So if no adventures came quickly, they would have to close off the forest for now. And
Oh my god.
less royal assistant.
Sorry, can you hear me?
And that could take forever. The boys may be safe, but the lumberjacks' livelihood depended on being able to take local children to the forest. So that servant throat was indeed a problem. There we go. Oh. 2,934. We just need 66 more words. We can do it. 3,000 was the goal. 3,000 was the goal. We can do it. If only I was a better shot. Well, I could try and take the quest myself once I became an adventurer, but was that really smart call? A servant throat was a it's a medium high level threat. Not exactly a day one hunt. The irony here is that her idol Theodore actually did hunt a servant throat on his first hunt. He did it in self-defense. He was not looking for it, but he did. Though he was 17 and a half when he registered at the guild, not 16, so I don't know if that... He was also a wizard, not an archer. So there was a lot of things that made it more credible for him to do it and not her. Let's see. dilemmas, choices, making choices. No matter how prepared you are, it never quite feels like. At least for now, I had time to think about what I was going to end up doing. And after all, Theo was right. After all, that's a comma. Yeah, comma. After all, Theo was right. I can't expect myself to do everything day one, but everything on day one. But that was little comfort in this. Boom, we'll call that done. Alright, that's 3,034 words. I think that was a pretty good start for today. So give me like 15 minutes. I'm gonna use the bathroom, refill my water, and then I'll restart the stream with a game. How's that sound? But for now, this was Nanowrimo, day 1, 3,034 words. And